It's good to be with you tonight for another Bible lesson. And I pray, as always, this would be a blessing to you. The thought came across my mind, trusting it was from the Lord, that I like to talk about some of the names that Jesus referred to himself as in the Gospels. And there's some interesting names and meaningful names. And to get us started, I want to go to John, the Gospel of John, chapter 14, and I'm going to read verses 1 through 6. Let not your hearts be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. These are written in red. These are the words of Jesus. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. Verse 5, the guy we call Doubting Thomas, Thomas said unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Verse 6, Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. This verse contains three titles that Jesus addresses to himself. I am the way, the truth, and the life. Now, it's okay one by one to take those titles separately and discuss how Jesus is in each case. For this lesson, I like to keep the three of them clumped together. I think there's something interesting here. And to illustrate how we can keep the three together, I want to refer to a psalm in the Old Testament. Now, I know some psalms are real popular and some are not quite so. And if you haven't heard this psalm before, I trust you enjoy it. Psalm chapter 23. Yeah, that one. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Why is that verse listed there? Because of him. Now, in context, of course, in the book of Psalms, the context is talking about God, as they understood it as a singular, God at that time. And here is references made to the Creator God, that he is the shepherd and we're going to have our wants taken care of. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Look for some comparisons here. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. What a good life. He leadeth me beside the still waters. What a good life. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me. He says, I am the way. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness. Jesus says, I'm the way. I'm the truth. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm going to die. No, led by the shepherd, the story is the way, the truth, and the life. We walk through the valley of the shadow of death, and you're going to be living while you walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, who are out to kill me, out to destroy me, who are out to take my life away, kill me, The shepherd says, no, they won't. They can't get past me. I'm the way, I'm the truth, and life. Look at the abundance of life, even in the middle of an incredibly bad situation. Life is part of what the shepherd does. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. That's the good life, folks. You talk about Jesus giving life and life more abundantly. My cup runneth over. This is what the shepherd does. This is what the way, the truth, and the life does for us. Surely goodness and mercy, I'll take it. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell. Do you mind if I change this word just for a second, just for the purpose of this lesson? And I will live, because he is the life. I will live in the house of the Lord forever. Great verses written about the Creator God. Wouldn't it be great if there was something in our Bibles that would firmly establish to us that Jesus is a shepherd, just like God in the Old Testament? If only. You see how I'm setting myself up for this one? Have you ever played softball with yourself when you were probably younger than what I am now? You remember how you hold the bat in one hand and you take the softball in your hand and you're tossing it up and you don't like how the toss came down, so you toss it again and not right, and you toss it up and your mind says, this is it. Boom! I set myself up for this one. If only there was a verse to say that Jesus is a shepherd and we could take these attributes and apply it to him. Welcome to John chapter 10 and verse 11. Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. Verse 14, I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep and am known of mine. Folks, there it is. The shepherd in chapter 23. Yes, it applies to God Creator. It applies to Jesus Christ, the one who said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And if you want an abundant life, if you want your cup running over, notice what Paul says in the book of Galatians. And as you can tell, I'm enjoying this lesson. I hope you are too. In Galatians chapter 2 and verse 20, notice the ups and downs of this verse, but catch what's going on. For I am crucified with Christ. That's a downer. Crucified. Nevertheless I live. I'm up again. Yet not I. Oh boy. Down again. But Christ liveth in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, while I'm in this earthly tabernacle, I live not by my own wants, not by what my desires, not by my cravings, not by my standards, but the life I live in the flesh, I live by the faith of the Son of God. Why? Who loved me and gave himself for me. What a shepherd. Jesus said in John chapter 14, verse 6, I am the way. Lead me in those paths. I am the truth, those paths of righteousness, and the life. Oh, my cup runneth over, and the life that I now live, Jesus lives in me. Wow, what a concept. What this society needs. When I was a teenager growing up in church, we had a society who knew a lot about God, but we also had people who were backsliding and leaving. Well, now that I'm in my 60s, and by the way, some very good people have birthdays in the month of October, and some of us are in our 60s too. This generation of backsliders 40 years ago is now a second and third generation of unchurched people who know less and less about the ways of God. May you find it in your heart to share the good book with those who don't know and let them know Jesus, not who I want to vote for on this earth, not where I go, not what I associated with, but Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And if you will follow him too, you can have your cup overflowing. God bless you.